Marilyn Manson, once the most controversial figure in rock music, now one of the most unpredictable forces in Hollywood. He's worth millions, owns properties around the world, and drives cars that make heads turn. But what do we really know about his life beyond the stage? You've seen the wild performances, the shocking headlines. But behind that black makeup and eerie persona, there's a story few people understand. What's it really like when the cameras stop rolling? Manson's life is as dark, twisted, and fascinating as his art. There's more to him than the chaos and controversy. He's built an empire, but at what cost? In the next few minutes, we're diving deep into his insane lifestyle, the mansions, the cars, the wealth, and the secrets behind his rise to fame. You won't believe some of the things that go on behind the scenes. From humble beginnings to a career that's pushed boundaries and ignited firestorm, Marilyn Manson has lived a life like no other. But here's the question. What's the truth behind the legend? How did a kid from Canton, Ohio, become one of the most infamous rock stars in the world? Stay with us, because by the end of this video, you'll have a whole new understanding of Marilyn Manson and the life he's built. The journey is darker, deeper, and more extravagant than you could ever imagine. Marilyn Manson, born Brian Hugh Warner on January 5, 1969, in Canton, Ohio, had a childhood far from glamorous. Raised in a strict, religious household by his father, a devout Catholic, and mother a nurse, Manson's early years were marked by tension. His father's rigid beliefs and his mother's hard-working, but sometimes distant nature made him feel like an outsider in his own home. He wasn't the typical child who followed the rules. From a young age, Manson knew he was different, an outcast in a small town where conformity was king. Growing up wasn't easy for Manson. He was bullied in school for being the kid who didn't fit in. The other kids didn't understand his love for art and alternative culture, and he faced rejection every day. The pressure to conform felt overwhelming, but it only made him more determined to stand out. He didn't want to blend in. He wanted to break free. His early life struggles with rejection and isolation would later shape his artistic vision. He began to channel those emotions into creativity, but the world wasn't ready for him just yet. Manson's first attempts to make a name for himself in music were met with failure. He played in bands that couldn't get noticed, struggled to make ends meet, and was rejected by most in the industry. But he refused to give up. In fact, it was the rejection that ignited his passion. He knew he had something unique to offer, and he was determined to show the world. The turning point came when he created the persona of Marilyn Manson, a name that combined Marilyn Monroe and Charles Manson, symbolizing both beauty and chaos. This new identity gave him the strength to push through the rejection, and it wasn't long before his band, Marilyn Manson and the Spooky Kids, found their first break. Manson had finally found his voice, and the world would never be the same. After years of struggling in the shadows, Marilyn Manson was about to change the face of rock music forever. The breakthrough came with the release of Portrait of an American Family in 1994. While it didn't make huge waves commercially, it was the start of something bigger. The album's raw energy, combined with Manson's shocking image, made it impossible for people to ignore. But it wasn't until the 1996 release of Antichrist Superstar that Manson's career truly exploded. This was the album that pushed him into the mainstream, making him one of the most controversial figures in music. The success wasn't just about the music, it was about the message and the persona he had built. Antichrist Superstar was a smash hit, selling millions of copies worldwide. It wasn't just the music that captivated the world, though. It was the outrageous performances, the shock rock persona, and the cultural rebellion he represented. His image became synonymous with rebellion against societal norms, and his fans couldn't get enough. With the success of this album, Manson's first major paycheck came in, millions of dollars, and with it, an opportunity to shape his future. He wasn't just an artist anymore, he was a brand. But the fame came with its fair share of controversy. As Manson's popularity soared, so did the criticism. He was blamed for everything from violence in school to the breakdown of traditional values. But rather than shy away from the controversy, he leaned into it, using the media's obsession with him to further propel his career. This catapulted him into an entirely new league. By the time Mechanical Animals dropped in 1998, Manson wasn't just a musician, he was a media sensation. The album was another commercial success, and it marked his transition from the rebellious, anti-establishment figure of Antichrist superstar to a more polished, glam-inspired icon. The music, the fashion, the high-end endorsements, and the public attention were all part of his carefully curated image. His net worth exploded as he signed major deals and appeared in films, further cementing his place in pop culture. Yet, with the fame came personal challenges. His controversial stage performances, struggles with addiction, and turbulent relationships, including his marriage to Dita Von Teese, led to moments of public scrutiny. But Manson continued to push forward, using his battles to fuel his creativity. His journey wasn't without setbacks, but every challenge was met with a rise even greater than before. By the mid-2000s, Manson wasn't just a rock star, he was a cultural phenomenon. Marilyn Manson has never been shy about embracing the finer things in life, and with an estimated net worth of $25 million, he's certainly earned it. His wealth isn't just a number, it's a lifestyle that blends luxury and rebellion in the most extravagant ways. From sprawling mansions to a luxury car collection that most could only dream of, Manson has created a world that is as dark, edgy, and opulent as his music. Let's start with his home, each one a statement of his taste and individuality. Manson's primary residence in Los Angeles, valued at $6 million, is a Gothic masterpiece. This isn't just a place to live, it's a work of art. With 12,000 square feet of space, this mansion boasts 6 bedrooms and 8 bathrooms, all designed with Manson's signature Gothic flair. The grand foyer, adorned with marble floors, leads to a state-of-the-art home theater that could rival any commercial cinema. The artworks on the walls are all carefully curated, blending the macabre with the luxurious. A perfect representation of Manson himself. This isn't just a house. It's a personal sanctuary that's been crafted to reflect his artistic vision. But that's just one of his properties. Manson's Hollywood Hills estate, valued at $10 million, is a private retreat where he can escape the chaos of his public life. Nestled in the hills, this mansion offers stunning city views, an infinity pool, and secluded outdoor areas perfect for relaxing or entertaining guests. Inside, the home is a blend of modern luxury and Gothic elegance, with custom furniture, art pieces, and vintage touches scattered throughout. It's the kind of home that perfectly suits Manson's lifestyle. Quiet, private, but opulent. Manson's luxury car collection is equally impressive, with Ferraris, Lamborghinis, and Cadillac Escalades in his fleet. His Ferrari F12 Berlinetta, worth about $350,000, is a masterpiece of Italian engineering. The V12 engine delivers more than just speed, it offers an experience. Then there's his Lamborghini Gallardo, which reflects his need for both speed and style, valued at $200,000. Each car in his collection isn't just a mode of transportation, it's an extension of his persona. And if Manson wants to take to the skies, his Gulfstream G4, valued at $10 million, ensures he never has to wait in line at an airport. This private jet is as luxurious as it is functional, with plush leather seating, a fully stocked bar, and room for his entourage. When you're a rock star with millions in the bank, why deal with the hassle of commercial flights? For the times he wants to relax on the water, Manson's 120-foot custom yacht, worth over $30 million, offers an even greater slice of luxury, complete with private cabins, sunbathing decks, and a jacuzzi overlooking the ocean. This yacht is the perfect place for Manson to escape and unwind. It's more than a boat, it's a floating palace, giving him the ultimate luxury at sea. Every item Manson owns, from his mansions to his luxury cars and private jet, reflects his personal investment in living life on his own terms. For Manson, wealth isn't just about having things. It's about creating a world that is as unique, extravagant, and rebellious as he is. Behind the shock rock persona, Marilyn Manson is someone who deeply values his personal relationships and the things that ground him. His love life has been highly publicized, but there's more to it than meets the eye. Manson's first marriage to Dita Von Teese, a famous burlesque dancer, was one of the most talked about in Hollywood. Their relationship, although glamorous, ended in 2007 after 7 years, but Manson has often expressed a deep respect for Dita, referring to her as one of the most important people in his life. After that, his relationships, especially with Evan Rachel Wood, grabbed the spotlight again, but these too were complicated. Manson's love life has been turbulent, but it's clear that each relationship left an imprint on him, whether in music, public perception, or his personal growth. Family plays an important role in Manson's life, even though he's kept much of it private. Growing up in Canton, Ohio, in a strict religious household, Manson's relationship with his parents shaped his rebellious spirit. His father, a devout Catholic, pushed him to follow a certain path, while his mother, a nurse, worked hard to keep the family afloat. These dynamics laid the foundation for Manson's defiance against societal expectations. Though he has spoken candidly about his strained relationship with his father, Manson's emotional connection to his family remains complex but significant. Away from the stage, Manson has a passion for art. He's an avid art collector, focusing on macabre and surreal pieces that reflect his personality and worldview. His love for painting is often an escape from the chaos of fame, offering him an outlet for self-expression that goes beyond music. Manson's hobbies also include kickboxing and motorcycling, activities that show his adventurous side. Whether he's exploring extreme sports or riding through the streets of LA, these hobbies give Manson a chance to unwind and experience freedom outside of the public eye. From the quiet streets of Canton, Ohio to the heights of fame, Marilyn Manson has proven that struggle and rejection don't have to be roadblocks. They can be the fuel that powers greatness. Growing up in a household where conformity was the rule, Manson turned every challenge, every moment of doubt, into a weapon that would shape his artistic vision. His journey from a misunderstood, bullied kid to a cultural icon is nothing short of legendary. Manson didn't just climb the ladder of fame, he built his own. From creating a persona that shocked the world, to producing album after album that turned the music industry on its head, Manson has remained one of the most innovative and controversial figures in modern music. But it's not just the music that has kept him relevant. It's his ability to reinvent himself and stay true to his unique vision, no matter what. Today, Marilyn Manson is not only a rock star, he's an enduring symbol of resilience, reinvention, and the pursuit of individuality in a world that thrives on conformity. His empire stretches beyond music to art, fashion, and the very way we view the role of celebrity in modern culture. But the question remains, what's next for a man who has defied the odds for so long? What new reinvention is on the horizon? If you enjoyed this deep dive into Marilyn Manson's incredible journey, subscribe for more. His story is just one of many we're uncovering. Stay tuned for more.